dragging his head in the a little baby record will certainly have his other fast feeding ladies and gentlemen. Bring them from your sudden death, Don Lerman. You gotta just clean these plates and it is over. It is on the road. Good night, Irene. Don Lerman, I shot so well.
Hey fans, Beautiful Bryant's Corner back again. We got a great show this week. We're going to talk about competitive eating, some of the contests that took place over the past several days. And we have a great guest. We have Don Moses Lerman. You got to love this guy. He is a super talent and an icon in the world of competitive eating. And we paid a little visit to Mr. Lerman's house, and he had some great things to say, and some interesting things as well. A lot of surprises. We'll be back in a moment.
I'm going to eat this so bad that no one's going to recognize me. Yeah. I'm going to beat you once. But you ain't going to beat me again. You're starting to sound like Sonny Thomas.
Okay, back once again. I want to excuse my voice the last couple of weeks. I know it sounded like I had a cold or, coughing, and the distortion of the voice definitely affects the show. I have a valid reason for that. There is an annoying woman on my job that she constantly has to have the fan on all the time, and I just want you to know I'm the biggest fan of a fan, especially if there's no other means of air in a working environment. But in the wintertime, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the fan. And it's been like, on the days it's 20, 25 degrees, she has to have this thing blasting. And unfortunately, my back faces this fan, which is about, I say, 15 to 20 feet away from where I'm working. And, all kinds of things can happen when a fan is blowing on your back. There was a girl on the job that she had pneumonia for a couple of weeks, and I really can't afford that at this juncture of my time on the job. And like I said, this woman is like a real nut. I've worked with her for years, and she has to have her way. And she's an older woman, not older but old. And thank the Lord she's retiring in a week. But she's going to make it as miserable for me as possible in in her remaining days that she's on still working at this location. And it really got annoying like a few days back. I had asked her in a nice way to please turn the fan off as soon as I came in, because I was coughing and sneezing, and I didn't want to bring in any more germs that I already had passed on. And she says, "Oh, I didn't know the fan was bothering you." And he says, "I'm sorry, I don't know what to do." But she had a look on her face like she just ate some shit. I mean, it was like what she was trying to say was, "You MFO, what the hell is your problem?" Because and I had a feeling that this was a setup. And lo and behold, it was, because when I came back from my break, we had agreed that she would shut it off. And then when I came back from the break, boom, she puts the damn thing back on again. And I didn't say a word to her. I just got through the day, and then I had to stay out the next day. And like I said, thank the Lord she's retiring in another week. good riddance. But you know, my luck, there'll be somebody else that'll inherit her position, a young girl or a young man, whatever. And this person will have another 30, 40 years to go. Thank God, I don't have that long. So let's just look on the bright side and hope for the best. But let's move along to our winter blizzard, the first one we had for the year, and it was pretty bad. It basically ruined a lot of people's weekend. But the snow went and came real quick. You know, we got it shoveled out pretty fast, and the animosity of the people that were shopping that weekend was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you had a lot of tension and people cramming into supermarkets like this is the last supermarket they'll ever shop in, or this is the last day the world is going to come to an end, so to speak. And I had this, I'm going to show you a picture now. There was this one gentleman that was really, I mean, he was in a real fucked up mood. And he came in there and he let everybody know that he was in a bad mood. And of course, it was due to the upcoming storm, this was the calm before the storm, so to speak. And a few hours later, unfortunately, we got hit. But he knew we were going to get hit. And I'm going to show you this picture now. Just check this out on the monitor. Now, I don't know if you can make out this picture. It's a little blurry, but this is in a supermarket in my neighborhood. And the gentleman that has the glasses with the black hair, he had just finished getting into a fight with the gentleman behind him, an older man who looks like a serial killer. And the younger guy had threatened to punch the older guy in the mouth if he cut in front of him on the line. And apparently youth prevails over age. As you can see, the younger guy got his way and he's still in front of the line, pissed off as hell. And this is what happens when there is an upcoming blizzard or a major catastrophe, a national catastrophe in the world. This supermarket or food is the key to living. So I just thought I'd use an analogy of competitive eating and eating and how important it is. Now let's hope these two never run into each other again, or it could cause some catastrophic situations in the future. And I just thought I'd show you this picture to see what the world had gone through that day of the potential blizzard, which did not happen until 3 hours later. Curtis Sliwa in the news again. You know, Curtis never ceases to amaze me. I mean, he'll put his life on the line as long as he can get his face in the camera. This is really getting out of hand. They're picking a new jury for the John Gotti trial, the new John Gotti trial, which is supposed to take place sometime at the end of next month, I believe. And Curtis had a few things to say. The former pickle champ, the former Carnegie Deli pickle champ, was on CNN, and he had a few words regarding John Gotti Jr. and the upcoming trial. And I just have this one thing to say, Curtis. I think you should let this rest, because we need you for that contest May 24th. You were one of the reasons that I won, due to your inspiring. I know most people hate your guts, but that inspiring monologue that you gave and your MC performance, without a doubt, inspired me to win that contest. So we want you to stay healthy and alive, and just try to keep a low profile. I know it's hard, but anyway, here's Curtis on CNN. Check this out.
Family in his absence says, "You shut that guy up." So they tried it with the baseball bats, busted me up, didn't work. So then he summoned him, because I ratcheted it up, started talking even more about the Gottis and Gambinos. He said, "Look, you silence him." And that's when they put the plot together, in which I ended up in the cab, getting shot multiple times and diving out. I want to stare and glare at him as he sits there at the defense table, and I want to see him squirm.
Two contests took place last week. One was the cheese fries contest on the Queen Mary, and the other one was the chocolate candy contest on February the 13th, which took place in Chicago, Illinois, and was won by the hometown favorite, Pat Bertoletti. And I received or I voiced my opinion on that event, and I made some comments in bits and pieces, which didn't sit too well with some of the people in the organization. Actually, a select few, if I may add. And I quoted the event, the IFOC event, as being a setup. What I meant by setup was I didn't directly mean that it was contrived for Pat Bertoletti to basically win this event. I had just mentioned that it was a setup in comparison to the Zeng Noodle Eating Contest, which I was supposed to headline 2 years back. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to that event, and I had questioned the quality of the opposition. Now, I didn't by any means demean or degrade any of the eaters in the event. I didn't call them, pansies or patsies or anything of that nature. I just felt that Pat would be able to beat the competition in the event, and that was it. And you got these people now turning this whole thing around, making me out to be the real bad guy, and I didn't really say anything out of the ordinary. Like I said, I was merely making a comparison to another event, and some people took exception to that. Well, hey, you have the right to your opinion, okay? Anybody, could feel any way they want, but there's no reason to get down and dirty about it, and that's eventually what happened, and I'll get into that in just a moment. For those that are familiar with my rants on my website, and there are many that are, I have the occasion of, sticking my 2 cents where it doesn't belong. And sometimes it can get me in a heap of hot water. So, like I said, I wasn't knocking these people, their eating talents, or anything, regarding that, to that effect. And apparently this whole thing went a little bit overboard. A few days later, on this website, trenchawoman.com, which is a very fast-rising, moving, competitive eating website, which posts a lot of informative information on the competitive eating world, they have a blog site which is incorporated into their website as well, where people, any Tom, Dick, and Harry could leave any kind of comments. It could be a kid for all we know. And, they can post anything they want. And sometimes they have a restriction on, the comments that are made, but then these restrictions are automatically taken off in another day or so. So you can't really take that serious either. I want to say one thing about Pat Bertoletti. I think Pat is a very young and impressionable young man. I like him a lot. I was on my show 3 weeks ago. And if any comments were unwarranted and it affected Pat in any way, then I apologize. Aside from that, I'm not apologizing to anyone. No apologies need to be applied or warranted, because I didn't say anything bad about anyone. And like I said, if I caused any friction with Pat, then that's basically what I actually would regret. Anyway, getting back to this trenchawoman.com, this website. Apparently Someone went on there, and this was one of the people, I assume, that was at the chocolate eating contest. As a matter of fact, I have some proof that it was indeed someone that took part in this event. And they took offense to the point where it built up so much rage in this person that they went under an assumed name by the name of No Mas. And they didn't apply their real name to it. So I'm going to apply the real name to No Mas, which is no life. And that's basically the bottom line. This pitiful excuse for a human being decides to bash the living shit out of me on this website, calling me every name in the book, fat, retard, the whole thing. I usually, if it was someone that was not in the organization, I would just brush it off. But what hurts me and what I'm sort of upset about is that it is within the realm of the IFOC that this nonsense took place. And that's pretty sad, because I was talking about camaraderie a few weeks ago, and how it sort of leveled off a bit. Well, something like this can really level it off a bit. Most of the guys in the organization know how I write, and they know what I'm about, and they have no problem with me. But apparently this specific individual has a problem. Now, at first I thought it was some cheap whore that was coming off a period, the way she was ranting like this. and because it was obvious that the sexual identity of this nut had yet to be determined. So it has been determined that it is, yes indeed, a male species and not a female. So that's even more sad. But you know what, I'm going to tell you what. No, Mas, you just hit the lottery. Because to show you that I have compassion for the mentally deranged, I'm going to give you a minute, of which I have given you already, or maybe 80 seconds, of time on this talk show. And I think this has to be the biggest accomplishment in your sorry-ass life. Okay? I mean, to actually rile me up to the point where I'm going to give you free time on a talk show means that you really did, without question, accomplish something. So, your time is up. I think I've given you more time than you deserve, and we'll move on to something else. Most of you that know me realize that I have a positive attitude in the IFOC, and whenever I'm at a contest, I never show up sad or upset or looking to start a fight or looking to ridicule anyone. And that would be totally out of my character. And if I was to sort of, quote, go off like a wild man, it would stereotype me to one of my jobs that I work at, and which is one of my livelihoods. And that's something I never want anyone to see. So I try to keep a positive attitude, and the tough guy days are over for me as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I don't look to start fights. I don't look to make fights. I've been through all that in my life, and I really don't need it right now. And, I was raised in the second toughest borough in New York, which is Brooklyn. And that's no joke. And you can ask some of the people in the organization what Brooklyn is all about. So, I'm not going to come off. I've seen all the Clint Eastwood movies. So don't try to hit me with, you're going to do this to me, you're going to do that to me, whatever, or threats. Because it's basically not going to work. Brian Subich was the victim of similar threats by, not threats, but similar comments that were made about him on another website, a non-IFOC website, in which he basically had a message for this person that when he sees him, he's going to clock him out. He's going to, basically has a whopper plan for them. Well, I basically have the same thing if someone wants to get in my face, or has, I have no problem defending myself. And I can guarantee or say this, that the names that were applied to me on this website, I don't think that you're going to have the balls to say this to my face. As a matter of fact, I guarantee that you won't have the balls to say this to my face when you meet me, or if we do ever meet, God forbid. So, I'm just saying this. Suck up. I'm waiting, okay? You got a problem, we'll settle it whenever, whatever. Be back in a moment. Take care.
Oh, my boy, you're crazy. Oh, no, wait a minute. Oh, no, wait. Oh, no. Oh, no. Don Lerman is spitting up. How is he? Has he thrown up? Is he still okay? That's a game. He couldn't take. What was that, Al?
I think you're hot.
All right, hold on. I hate that in the middle of all this.
Bothering him. Now he's out.
He's out?
Yeah.
He's out. Stuff that went on here. Don Lerman, our runner-up from Wing Bowl, 2-time finalist in Wing Bowl, threw up, and he threw up within the first minute of his eating stunt. His fellows from New York that came in with him are also in a state of absolute shock. You can see all of the action, including the historic moment, Al, with Don Lerman spews.
Yeah.
Right on Philly.com.
Don Moses Lerman. What more can you say about Don? He's the butter-eating champ, jalapeno-eating champ, cloud burger champ. He's been to Nathan's every year since he's been in the organization. I've known him for close to 5 years. He was the former matzo ball eating champ. So he could just sit back and rest on his laurels. He's accomplished a hell of a lot in competitive eating, and I got a chance to sit down with him. I stopped by his house, and he had a lot to say. And we basically covered Don Lerman's career within, I'd say, 15 minutes or so, which is a lot more than most of these networks give any of these competitive eaters. I mean, Don was recently on a show called Airline, which was filmed by A&E, and they might have spent 2 hours with him, and they cut it down to maybe 30 seconds to a minute. And that to me is a travesty or a tragedy. With my show, anything, when I visit someone or I do an in-depth interview with them, nothing's edited, okay? Everything, what you see is what you get. If there's any editing, it'll be minor. I mean, a few bruises and scratches or something scraped off the loose end, so to speak. But whatever Don had mentioned to me or whatever what was said, it's on here, and you'll find a lot of interesting things with Don Moses Lerman. Let's get right to it. You're going to enjoy this segment. Be back in a moment.
We are here at the home of Don Moses Lerman, the fastest hands in competitive eating. Hey Don, can you give us a little tour of your trophy room?
Sure. Come on now.
This is great.
And top.
Ah, yes.
All right, this is my trophy room. This is the Wall of Fame. These are various pictures of the Nathan's contest. I'm a 6-time finalist in Nathan's. This is me and Mayor Giuliani, Mayor Bloomberg, Monica Pellegrini, News 11, News 9.
She's nice looking.
Bill Ritter, 2020. Jeannie Moe, CNN. Belinda Murphy, CBS. Dave Price, CBS. Marsha Kramer, CBS. Sally Jesse Raphael. Al Roca, McGee Hickey, News 2. Larry Hoff, News 11. Hazel Sanchez, News 2. Amy Stone, Channel 2. Marisol Castro, News 11. Ken Grumball, News 12. Drew Bledsoe, quarterback football player. Jerry Bailey, leading jockey of the country, just retired. This is Sandy Levine, the boss at the Carnegie Deli. These two pictures hang up in the Carnegie Deli, and I ate that sandwich. This is me when I was defending my title at Ben's. This is a custom oil painting of me as Moses. This is me when I won the jalapeno peppers. This is me at the Cleveland Wing Win. This is me at the Philly Wing Bowl as Moses with the golden calf and as Gustav Zajic. This is me when I broke the record, 5 hot dogs in 50 seconds. It was the back page of the Brooklyn Sunday News. And this is me as Wilhelm, Kaiser of Prussia. This is the Arabian Moses, the Jalapeno King. What else I have here? I have, you come around this way, I got a picture with George and Richard Shea, Angelo Gattali, Buck Wolf. This is a group matzo ball shot, a group shot at Ben's. This is when I broke the Pelmeni record with Alex Guttmeyer. We come around to this section here. I was a 6-time finalist in Nathan's. This, and this is all for Nathan's for the past 6 years. Jalapeno peppers, 120 in 15 minutes at Laredo. The Mexican Festival, first place. Butter, first place, Glutton Bowl. The Pelmeni, not too many people realize I hold a record for the Pelmeni, 150 and 249.
Incredible.
This is the Salty Ball Potatoes for 3rd place. The Calf Brains at the Glutton Bowl for 3rd place. This is my world's record for beans, 6 pounds in 1:46 seconds. 2nd place to Steeplechase. And this is the flagship of all my trophies, the Cloudburger Champion Belt. It's an identical belt to the heavyweight champion of the world. 11 3/4 quarter-pound burgers in 10 minutes. It's a $750 belt and a $400 shadow box. These are my hats. We come across this. I have every hat that I was in a contest I hung up, and I have 20 more that's going to be hung up, and I retire them. Once I wear them in a contest, I never wear them again. This is one of my Don Lerman cowboy hats. This is a 7-foot cutout of myself as Moses. I have some more cowboy hats behind here. These are the original tablets from the movie The 10 Commandments. Charlton Heston gave me them. This is what I carry around when I dress up as Moses. And here's the costume right here. Anything else we missed? These are 2 fork and spoon. This is souvenirs I have. I'm going to auction them off for charity. It's got all the eaters on. All the eaters' name on a fork and spoon. I'm going to auction this off for charity. There's one more thing I have to show you. One more thing. I'll just come around to here. These are all my embroidered jackets. Don Lerman, the king of all competitive eaters. Don Moses Lerman. Don Lerman, All-American, and Jim Thorpe of competitive eating. Don Lerman, Jalapeno Champ, El Presidente.
Ah, yes.
Frank's Red Hot.
You just play it up to the camera.
Don Moses Lerman. Oh. Don Moses Lerman. And I have like 20 more jackets. Every contest that I was in. Nathan's Hot Dogs.
Ah, okay.
Nathan's Hot Dogs.
That was the first one, right?
That was the first one. It's another Nathan's Hot Dogs. Every year I get a new one. Golden Palace, Virgin Mary Grilled Cheese contest. And the rest of them are just Don Moses jackets, duplicates. Moses Lerman speaking. For all you new eaters who think I'm finished, I'm coming back. I'm going to win so big, the public is going to cheer me with a fervor they haven't since Lindbergh returned from Paris. And that's for the record.
All right, Don, you're the jalapeno eating champ without question. And you're going to explain a little bit about the history of the jalapenos and what they're all about.
Okay, in Laredo, they use a pepper similar to this. This is a plain green pickled pepper, except they're about this big. It takes 3 bites to get to the stem, and you save the stem, and that's how you know how many of you've eaten. And there's a large seed pocket and a lot of juice. And you take a look at these peppers. This is what's will be eaten in Laredo, but a little bigger. This is the type that's eaten in Milwaukee. It's a type that's in escabeche and salad. They're very hot. They're extremely hot. They never had the contest more than 2 minutes or 1 minute. People can't go on for more than 1 minute. This is the adobe, the chipotle peppers in adobo sauce. It's a red jalapeno that's a little more ripe. It almost tastes like that eggplant appetizer, the caponata. Mm-hmm. These are the most tasty. But these are the hot ones, and these are the ones I'm going to be eating today. I haven't eaten this in 2 years, a whole pepper. And I'm going to give it a shot today.
Oh, boy.
It's like a bicycle. Once you ride it, you never forget.
And you will be successful.
I will be successful.
Thank you, Don. Hey, Don, have you been to the doctor lately? Have you had your cholesterol checked?
Well, I got a good doctor. His number is 911. I went to the doctor. He wanted a blood sample, a urine sample, and a stool sample. I was in a hurry. I gave him my underwear and left. The doctor told me I got diabetes. I said, what's that? He said, you got sugar. He told me I got sugar. The first thing I did is I went home and took a leak over in my coffee. I was in the doctor's office. There was an old maid next to me, a spinster, never married. She says, doctor, what's wrong with me? The doctor looked at her and said, I'm afraid it's woman trouble. She said, you mean I never used it and now it's giving me trouble? But, I see celebrities all the time. The first time I met a celebrity was Colonel Sanders. I was so excited I ran up and licked his fingers.
Don, I have a big question for you.
All right, go ahead.
The home run question. If a woman asks you, if a woman said that, actually, would you get more insulted if a woman told you that you're lousy in bed or you're a lousy eater?
Definitely a lousy eater. But all the women I go out with will attest to this. At a picnic, I run a 3-legged race all by myself.
Okay, Don Moses Lerman, to silence all his critics, will attempt 18 jalapeno peppers in 1 minute. Now, this, may I add, is on the eve of the Laredo contest, the jalapeno contest, which will be this evening. So Don's going to do this 8 hours before the contest starts. And at the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Doing good. Don Moses Lerman looks like he's going to do it. He's plowing through these jalapenos. He has 12 seconds left. He's going to do it in record time. 8 seconds left. Don Moses Lerman has eaten 18 jalapeno peppers. Amazing. Amazing.
I knew someone who was eating jalapeno peppers and had no water, so they gave him ice cream to cool down their throat. He's taking a crap and it's burning, and he's yelling, "Come on, ice cream!" What I just did right now, I want to shut up all my critics. I ate 18 hot jalapeno peppers in under 1 minute and 55 seconds. And I'm going to beat all you assholes, and that's for the record.
Yep.
Thank you.
I know, Don, as well as being a great competitive eater, you were known as a crooner back in the day, so you can belt out a few tunes every now and then. Let's hear some of the old tunes that you've been so known to
This
sing.
is one of my big hits. Give me a home where the buffalo roam, and I'll show you a house full of shit. Or now I'll sing Mary Lou. Hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, love. Sweet Mary Lou, I'm so in love with you. Hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, love. So hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, love.
Moses
She
Lerman
gets too
will
hungry
sing "Lady is a Tramp."
for dinner at 8. She loves the theater, but never comes late. That's why the lady is a tramp. She likes a crap game that isn't a fake. Won't go to Harlem in ermines and pearls. Won't dish the dirt with the rest of the girls. That's why the lady is a tramp. Let's see if you can top this collection. 750 LPs, vinyl LPs, all in plastic. Every single Sinatra record, every single Jolson record, Nat King Cole, Dean Martin, everything. Classical, everything, the whole works. 750. I got 450 compact discs. LaFever, see if you can top that.
Ready.
Hello, how are you? I want to tell everybody, please don't smoke. Don't smoke. This is Don Lerman speaking. I used to smoke. Don't smoke. How are you, everybody? Everybody all right? I'm glad you came to my house. I hope you enjoyed the tour and the demonstration of jalapeno peppers. And see you next year at Laredo. Thank you, goodbye, and good luck. Don't smoke.
Was that an amazing video or what? It was totally freaking awesome. That's about all the time we have for now, folks. Sorry I got to leave you so soon. It was great being with you. Don Moses Lerman and some of the news commentary from the IFOCE. And stay hungry, focused, eat within your capacity. Don't overdo, don't go overboard, and don't throw up. See you soon.